What is up, YouTube? Mox Opalbeck. We got another authentic. This one is actually an authentic troll by Otufo. I have it wicked up at the moment. It's got 2 alien coils sitting on there. That's actually how much space this thing has to put alien coils, which is just insane, and for some reason my camera just does not want to focus. It's got a tri-post design, stainless steel deck, staggered airflow slots on the cap, which are actually pretty nice. 7mm wide air holes, very deep juice well. Has a low voltage drop kind of thing set inside of the tank itself, which is actually really nice. Top cap is compatible with 510 drip tips, Delrin tip base for a greater heat resistance, which comes inside of the box. Silver plated positive contact pin, which is there in the middle, for greater conductivity, drastically reducing voltage drop. And as I was talking about, like, it doesn't, like, I put it on my mech mod. Of course, the coils that I had in there, my mech mod couldn't handle, so it just kept dry hitting. So, 22mm in design, and like I said, it comes with the Delrin kind of cap that goes over top of it for less heat, and then the tank itself inside of there. And since this is an authentic, it didn't come with a drip tip, so I had to hunt down one of my own drip tips, which can be a pain, because we all know back in the day we had to actually find our own drip tips. But that's how she looks after being built. And I actually don't have it stuffed full of cotton. Like, that's actually, I cut my cotton pretty close to the edges. So, but we're going to stuff some more in there so it's not sticking out as much. It's just crazy, actually, how much cotton that this little thing holds. It's literally only 22mm in diameter. I built one for my buddy earlier, and the airflow and the flavor off the troll very much so surprised me. Like, I normally rock my Valhalla. I love that thing. The Valhalla, like, I rock my Valhalla religiously. I love my Valhalla. Okay. Which right now I don't have it on my mech mod because I had to order some more coils for my mech mod. Or had to order some more series coils for that, because all I had was aliens left in it. Everybody knows about Ohm laws, and usually the coils that I have, I can put in there, but all I have is a bunch of aliens left that only sit at like 0.2 ohms, and that's just not safe for a mech mod. If you have a Valhalla or even something like this, don't build something at 0.2 ohms and throw it on a mech mod. You'll blow yourself up. Don't be an idiot. But anyways, getting back to this. Like, yeah, I built one earlier for my buddy, because I ended up getting a pretty good deal, actually. So we got quite a few videos coming, actually, because I got a really good deal from my local vape shop for almost like 90 RDAs for like $60. Literally, got a hell of a deal. All of them are authentic, too. A lot of them were doubles, but a lot of them weren't. Now we're juicing her up. So I ended up selling some to a buddy, and also giving him a troll, because there was 3 or 4 trolls. Gave him a old school Hornet mech mod, and then sold the rest to him. And I mean, I still have a few duplicates. He's got duplicates, but we have enough RDAs now to last an Armageddon basically, and we still ain't done buying. So we've got quite a few things coming for you guys. You know, we know all these old school ones people really don't want to see much, but they do. We're doing it for the fun of the videos, of the fun of like building old school, to bring some of the nostalgia back. Yeah, this thing just still surprises me, and it's still juicing it. Oh, there we go. Now we overfilled it a little. 7mm juice well this thing has. It actually took it a minute to juice on up. We had to grab an actual towel. Holy. She is fully juiced, though. Fully juiced up. Just gotta make sure she sits on there perfectly, and she does. Like I said, I had to hunt my own drip tip down, but that drip tip I think actually goes pretty well sitting on there. That's what she looks like all the way around. The engraving, obviously, the troll face. Gotta get her in the wide open area, because I like mine kind of wide open, so. Okay. I think it's got the Delrin tip thingy in there, as why it's not doing its thing. There we go. Now she's wide open. It's brand new, so my top piece wasn't opening. Yeah, now she's wide open. We're going to go ahead, though, put it up to about 75 watts. I'm going to readjust the screws again real quick, because my voltage, or my wattage, or ohms dropped on it, actually. Make sure everything's nice and tightened, because you never want to fuck around. And for some reason, like, I had one screw that's sitting up higher than the rest of them. You know, I don't want to keep screwing it down and snap the coil, so. We've had that in there. Tuck that back in there, so since I kind of know where the coils are placed at, so I ain't just ripping the cotton and all that, pulling it in and out. Looks like a beaut. So that's the post design. Two aliens sitting up there. I don't know why my camera's not focusing tonight. Two O-rings around 22mm base. This right here in the middle post is actually stainless steel for like a better heat conductivity, which actually has heat insulators inside of this. 6 airflow holes. What it is on one side is on the other side. And I see that my inner piece there is actually cockeyed and bent, it looks like a little bit, or stuck on something. Oh, it's stuck on the O-ring. I don't know how to fix that, though, either, without like legitimately having to tear this whole thing apart. Because I know you can pull these top pieces out right here to switch for the Delrin pieces for the heat resistance. Yeah, the O-rings kind of popped out a little. Shouldn't hurt it much. I mean, we're only using it for the purpose of the video at the moment anyways. And it's not sticking up too bad, so. That drip tip back on there. Okay, back to what we were talking about. 7mm holes. What it is on one side is on the other side. There's 6 of them all together. 22mm base. As you can see on the Vaporesso, it actually sits almost flush all the way around with it. Hits fast. Not as much cloudage as the other ones, but it's got a decent amount of clouds though. I mean, and that's just with a little MTL drip tip. Okay, because that's a pretty restricted one. If I had like a wide bore on that thing, which actually this thing needs a wide bore, this thing would probably chuck clouds for days. The flavor off of this though, just amazes me for the way it's set up. Like, I get direct airflow straight to the coils and just brings that flavor just straight right on up. Just, I can taste every bit of my juice and every hint of every flavor that there is inside of my juice in the hit. And I have a watermelon apple juice, watermelon apple iced kind of juice, and I can taste all of the apple, all of the watermelon, and the iced. So it amazes me. But we're gonna go over it a little bit. Pros: it's got a nice size to it. It's got a nice size juice well. I like the post decks inside. Post deck holes though could be a little bit bigger, because for the aliens that I put in there, they take up the whole hole. I think they're only like 2 to 2.5mm post holes, so they're big, but they're not big. So like, you can probably get some Claptons in there that's just like regular straight round wire Kanthal Claptons. Perfectly fine, but like aliens, how like my aliens I have they're flat. They fit in there, but that's, you only gonna get one post in there, which you only need anyways. But they're not very big post holes. I would have made them just a tiny bit bigger. The little insert that you can take out of here that I was messing with the O-rings that sit up here, that little Delrin piece, we don't need like all of that, because like I said, you got this piece here, the drip tip, and then you got this piece here, and then there's a Delrin piece in there, and then you got this barrel that's right here. We don't need all that fanciness like that. Just a couple pieces, like a barrel and this piece here, and the drip tip would have been fine. We didn't need to switch out all the other things just because, more heat resistant. Anything that we vape with nowadays and vape on nowadays usually runs anywhere from 80 to 200 watts anyways. Not saying that we run all the way up to that. A lot of us do, because like my Valhalla, I run at 115 watts all day long. That's just how strong that thing is, and a lot of us run stuff like that. So, I mean, I would have made this thing probably just a tiny bit bigger, maybe 25mm. Take that stupid Delrin thing out. Make the post holes a little bit bigger, so we could have put a little bit bigger coils in it. And that's really about it. Everything else is a pro for this thing. It's got great flavor, great airflow, great build design, great juice well inside of it. It's literally, I want another version of this, but bigger, so we can build bigger type things to have more fun with it, because this is set up nice. So, and of course I'm on my Vaporesso, so I got to do this little scanning thing. Yeah, I mean, it chucks okay clouds, and it really does. The flavor is amazing. I mean, there's not much I can really say bad about it. So let's try a little bit of a different flavor than instead of that iced one. See if like it really changes flavors. If it gets harsh or any of that, because this has got like a cookie kind of crumble inside of it, and a lot of flavors like that actually tend to get harsh at a hotter hit. So a little bit of a chest hitter, but the flavor, because of the way the airflow is on this thing, it's amazing. Like I switched out from my bacon cotton that I have to some Japanese organic cotton, and the Japanese organic cotton with the airflow of this is just amazing. And like I said, I'm rocking just a tiny little restricted drip tip because that's all I have is just small ones like that. But a wide bore on this thing would be just amazing. Because the flavor is phenomenal. Like if you had a wide bore, like the Valhalla, like something open like that on this thing would be wicked awesome. Just more airflow is what this thing really like needs on the top. Not no like, give us an adapter to where we can do bigger drip tips on it, basically. And I'm sitting at that 0.26 ohms. So let's go up a little bit and watch and see if it kind of changes the flavor a little bit. We'll go up to from 75 to 90. A little bit of a different hit, actually. A little bit different. More. It's still got the same amount of flavor. A little bit hotter, so I can kind of understand the heat thing because I see like she gets hot, so I can understand the heat thing. So at that point, I'd put like a kind of like what some of these newer guys do with like the Delrin kind of stuff, or the Ultim kind of stuff inside of it is what I would have done with this, and put a wide bore drip tip on it. Still, oh. Not much bad I could say about that. Still, even at 90 watts, the thing's got amazing flavor. So, that's the Troll. Oop, sorry about that noise. 6 airflow holes. They're all 7mm. You just kind of turn the top here or turn the barrel. I had to turn the top because it's brand new. I had to get her juiced up and working her. 22mm round stainless steel deck. 3-post deck design in there. Actually, it's got 4-post holes. 510 drip tip. Inside the package, it just had this, so you gotta get your own drip tip, but it does have another heat thingy inside of it to put in here, which I might put inside of there to reduce the heat of the barrel and to the mouthpiece like that. It actually might come in handy. Would I suggest going out and getting one if you can find one besides like the V2 online? Most definitely. The flavor is amazing. If your local vape shop's got one, definitely grab one. Most definitely. So for like one of my ratings on this, I would have to probably put this, just because of like having to find a drip tip, and I'd want a bigger drip tip. I'm gonna put it at a 9 out of 10. I would love to put this at like no cons, but just that drip tip. I want a drip tip to come with it, and I want a bigger drip tip. Other than that, I ain't got no cons on this thing. This is a really good RDA. This is the Wotufo Troll. This is the version 1 or V2. I can't remember. But either, I mean, they're both almost the same. Almost. I think the V1 had a different post deck, actually. So this might be a V2. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think from what I got looking up, this is just called the Troll RDA. So definitely, if your shop's got one, get one. If you can find one online, get one. The flavor of this thing is amazing. Easy as could be to build on. I built on this thing probably within 5 minutes, fully wicked up, juiced up, coiled up, everything. It is a very good RDA. Mox Opal out.